All right. Support for Cinema Classics comes from Film Columbus, enriching our community to make Columbus a destination for film education, exhibition, and production. Learn more at filmcolumbus.com. Cinema Classics is produced by John DeSando and Johnny DiLoretto. Listen to shows every Thursday at 8:01 p.m. and full shows online at WCBE.org. I'm John DeSando.
I'm Johnny DiLoretto.
This is Cinema Classics.
You bet.
And already a classic, and an older man now. But if you look at his filmography, it is splendid.
I would advise you to just look at the whole arc of his career.
We're talking about Mel Gibson.
Mel Gibson, back in good graces, it seems. He's.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting? So here you got this guy. He's like, in the '80s, one of the biggest grossing sex symbol movie stars of all time.
Yeah.
Right? In the '90s, kind of like.
Well, his Lethal Weapons would make any man a rich man.
Yeah. So he had the Lethal Weapon things, but also just, Mad Max, Road Warrior.
Yeah, thank you. Yes, really good ones.
Yeah, and then late in his career, he becomes a director, right? And Mel Gibson turning to director. Okay, he makes Braveheart, wins Best Picture.
Good point. He didn't know if he wasn't too old to play William Wallace in that.
Okay.
And so he agreed with the producers if he directed and starred. So that's how I think he got his start with Braveheart, which is a pretty auspicious opening for a director, don't you think?
Yeah, it's okay.
I mean, there are people like my friend Robin who constantly ask me whether I've seen it or not, and I think I annoy her by saying no.
Yeah, I do the same thing. That's funny. You do that with that movie too? I have cobbled it together over the years by seeing bits and pieces of it, but there was something about it at that time where I refused to see it. I'm not sure why. So then, Passion of the Christ, this bizarre, suddenly Mel Gibson is this this zealot director.
I have just not given the film its due because after 10 minutes of that, I say, I've had enough.
Oh, I know. This is your I had enough thing. Yeah. I had enough of the sex.
But I mean, it's an hour. It's an hour of torture. Do I really need that?
I don't know. I kind of like it, but it just seemed like such a weird choice for Mel Gibson to be making.
But he is a devout Catholic.
Yeah, no, I get it. So he makes this movie. It makes $1 zillion.
He did not have to make another movie.
Yeah.
Never.
And then he goes nuts. Then he starts ranting, racist rants, anti-Semitic rants, and then he essentially, guttered his career.
He was stopped, right, for DUI. And then he made some on-camera comments about Jews and women.
Yeah, but then also the recordings that he was in a relationship.
Oh, that's it with his daughter?
No, he was in a relationship with this woman. He started making racist comments about, I won't go into it, but very dark, nasty things he was saying. And so he was shut down. His career was shut down cold by anti-Semitism and racism.
Yeah.
Boom. Just like that, the guy goes away. You'd think that was the end. You'd think that would be the last we ever heard of Mel Gibson. But something happened. Jodie Foster made a movie about depression starring Mel Gibson because they were friends. So she took a gamble on him.
Yes.
Cast him in the movie The Beaver, where he deals with his depression by using a puppet.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I forgot all about that. What a weird movie.
Yeah.
But he has come back.
And it's underrated, by the way.
Yeah. And I've told you I recently saw Dragged Across Concrete with Vince Vaughn.
Yeah.
Currently, and I don't know how long it'll stay, but it's a great heist film. And You know,
I'm
as
really
an
excited
actor,
about that director, by the way. The
Yeah.
guy that made Bone Tomahawk.
Oh, you and I are the only two people who have seen Bone Tomahawk.
I don't know
and
about
try
that.
to encourage others to see it.
And his other one, A Brawl in Cell Block 99, is
Yes.
also great.
Yeah. So I liked very much Hacksaw Ridge,
Mm-hmm.
and Andrew Garfield got a nomination for that.
So that is an interesting twist, right? Or not a twist, a nice little turn where he incorporates some of his Catholicism into a narrative that's not quite as beating you over the head with,
Oh yeah. I mean, here you have a conscientious objector,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes into battle almost Christ-like, going in to sacrifice himself in a sense.
Yeah.
And actually gets the Medal of Honor or the Valor or whatever.
Right.
He does. But I guess the point is, so I frequently try to correlate that with Gibson himself, and with the several parts of his nature. And he is indeed a complicated man. Here's a guy who was at the top of the list for the prettiest people in the world
Mm-hmm.
in '90.
Yeah.
And then he turns out in this recent film we've seen to be a pretty ugly guy, and a cop who's going bad. I mean, he's just capable. He's such a chameleon.
Yeah.
He's capable of doing almost anything.
He's a real interesting screen presence to watch. I like him even better now as he's older. I really enjoyed a couple of years ago this movie Bloodfather.
Oh yeah, I think
Did you
I
see
saw
that?
it. I think
It is just a little B programmer action movie.
Yes.
That
With the daughter.
low budget. Yeah.
Yeah,
Daughter.
I remember.
I don't
Yeah.
even care. It's just I love that stuff, and we just don't see those kind of films enough anymore. Where you got a big screen presence, kind of doing something low key, low budget. So that the filmmakers have to use some creative resources to make it work. But I don't know. I have enjoyed Mel Gibson's redemptive comeback.
Well, I'll tell you, even before that, I have one few people will remember. I thought it was memorable. 1990, Franco Zeffirelli, Hamlet.
Oh yeah, his Hamlet.
His Hamlet. It's a completely different Hamlet.
Yeah.
It's an exuberant, almost positive Hamlet. A completely different take, but it made sense. And he was all over the set. I mean, very athletic with this.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, how many times I've seen Hamlet? I can't count the number of times.
Right.
And this is a memory.
I'm glad you brought that
right
up.
now.
I enjoy that. I love that Hamlet.
Yeah. So here we have a presence who just will not let us go, and he will not let filmmaking go. And here's a man eminently wealthy, a man who's been vilified, and a man who you comment on is happens to be resurrecting himself all the time, a little bit Christ-like in his own way.
Except for the racism.
Except for the racism and the misogyny.
Yeah.
I mean, what a guy. So what do you think?
I don't know. He will be around. He's clearly put that stuff behind him. I mean, he's clearly been able to kind of, I don't read the interviews with Mel Gibson. I haven't read the interviews with him over the years. I think I brushed up against one, but he's clearly addressed it. He's clearly contextualized it in his depression, his bipolar disorder. He's a guy that's got some mental health
he does.
issues.
I was going to mention it. Yeah. He's certifiably bipolar.
Yeah, a lot of us are, but I mean that seriously. But I think he was successfully able to contextualize his bad behavior through his mental illness, and then has shown that he can work, that he can come back, and that's classic American. I don't know if it an American phenomenon exclusively, where you have these people who do terrible things. It seems like they've just really self-immolated their careers, and then the nature of the American public is that you forget.
We are the country of comeback, and when you consider that,
I think we're the country of forgetting. That's what it is.
Okay.
People do really bad stuff.
Yeah.
Then we just forget about it. Yeah. And then after 6 months or a year or two goes by, you just act like it never happened.
Well, for me, a couple of things stand out about Mel Gibson. First of all, in 1989, I believe, he was considered for the role of Batman, Richard Donner,
Mm-hmm.
and only because he was doing Lethal Weapon 2 did he not take it. Now, here's a guy I wouldn't think of as Batman, but somebody was willing to put money into him for being Batman.
I am a huge Michael Keaton fan, and I know this will kind of rile a few feathers, but I think Mel Gibson would have been a better Batman.
All right, excellent.
Well, because Mel Gibson has both. He can both be suave, and he also has a deep anger, a deep rage.
Yes.
Right? And I think he could have tapped into both of those things. I would think he would have been a great Batman.
Well, he's my kind of guy. He has his own private chapel on his grounds, and he attends Mass every day.
Wow.
This is one complicated human
That
being.
is the only thing probably keeping that guy in line.
I know. Mel Gibson, look for it. Dragged Across Concrete. You'll never get a worse title, but a more arresting one.
Can't wait to see it.